Happy Friday. Welcome to some craft night with friends. I am going to work on the Aurifil block of the month a little bit more. We're going to start the back. But first I'm going to clean my sewing machine here. We're going to clean and oil it, get it fresh, up to date again because it's been a while since we've done that. So that is the plan, and then yeah, we'll look at the back of the Aurifil blocks of the month. So thanks again for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time for about an hour here. It's our time to relax and craft. So thanks again. Let's get going here. Okay, I am starting over here with the sewing machine tonight. So I have him unplugged. I do have a set of instructions here that, were Googled on the web to find. It's actually not quite my machine, but it's enough. All these old diagrams, they give me just a sense of where to oil. It kind of is obvious after a little bit, but it's always nice to have a printout nearby to start out with. So, all right, what I'm going to do first is remove my needle from here. So it's about time to change that as well. So I have a little glass jar that I've just been putting all of my dead needles and dead pins. So my little sharps, my sharps jar. So that'll go there. We can take the thread off. Wind that up a little bit. We're getting low on our Aurifil thread here too. It's definitely time. So some people say that like every 8 hours of stitching you should switch this out or oil it. I went years without doing anything, but now I'm trying to be a little bit better with the machines here. So right here, I got my bobbin. I'm going to get that out. I don't need him in here either. Ooh, I'm remembering that we had trouble getting the bobbin in and out before, so this'll be interesting. This will be a challenge again. It's been a while. I'm just going to take this out for now. I don't think I really need to. Well, actually, it is a little dusty in here, so we'll do that. But I'm going to continue to unscrew all this, and then we'll just start dusting it out. I have a little brush that we can use, and then we'll give it an oil. So I got my little screwdrivers. Get these little guys. So I have I have a paper towel near me, and I'm going to lay all my screws and everything on there so I don't lose them. Okay, so I hope everyone's having a nice day today. All right, let's pop this out. Oh, there, now we can see all the fuzz in there. I'm actually going to get you guys down there a little bit more. We'll just get in everything tonight. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to just start by kind of brushing all this out. Oh gosh, yeah. I think everything that we're doing for the Granny Square quilt, a lot of this feels like teal blue fuzz. So I think a lot of it's from there. Ugh, this is always a little bit of a mess here. That's good. That's good that we're cleaning it, getting all the fuzzles out today. Oh, Pamela's saying that 8 hours is the recommendation for featherweight Singer sewing machine. So this is, basically from that same era. So it's probably pretty good recommendations. Kind of when I'm finishing a project or so, I clean it out. I should probably do it a bit more than that. Okay, so I kind of have this clean here. We'll tilt that, and I'll clean it a little bit more, I think, but let's add some of the oil. So all right, I'm gonna look at my instructions here then, and I have just some sewing machine oil here. My bottle actually broke, so I just put it in this fun little glass eyedropper glass jar that I had here. Okay, so up top, where you see all of these little holes, just right here, a lot of those are for oil. Some of them are just for, like, to put this guy in and stuff, so not all of them are for oil, but pretty much all of them are. So what's nice about this machine compared to my 70s Kenmore is the 70s Kenmore, I have to pull the top off and then get into all the gears in oil. This one, I just kind of plop the oil in the little dots that it tells me, like the little holes, and then I'm kind of good to go. So right at the top here, there's a little hole. So a lot of times, unless it's to hook up attachments, that's what all these holes are for. Just a little drop of oil. These ones as well, it looks like. And that's what's gonna oil the machine. And you really don't need a lot. So, I don't know. Trying not to do a lot. I never quite know how much is a lot and how much isn't. So I'm you know, I have a towel underneath and stuff. All right, so this guy needs some. Usually you can look for the little hole too. So this one looks like it kind of opens up right here. I'm guessing that, you know, anywhere a gear kind of is, when there's metal against metal, that's a good spot to oil. I'm not sure I got in there all the way. Let's try that again. Oops. Ugh, wires are in the way. There. All right. I think that's fine. Okay, we have the little bobbin winder hole. I'm just going to put that up so you can see the hole there. Little dab of, I almost said glue, little dab of oil in there. Okay, we got this one here. I should really wipe this all down too. There should be one in here. Oh, there we go. So I can see the hole. There's one right here. Okay, did I get them all on the front here? Okay, so I think I have all this. There is underneath we got to do yet, so I'm going to lean this back, but just because I don't show the back of this machine very often, I thought we'd just take a look at it, since I do talk about it every once in a while. So here we have, so this is the wheel that I'm talking about. So this is a motor pulley wheel, and it's actually just like a black rubber wheel. I'm actually not going to take this off. I put two silicone bands on it, just two because to make it wide enough. But these are just, you know, I just got from Amazon a bunch of little silicone bands. You can, you know, wrap cords and stuff with them, but dang, these have been like an amazing purchase for this machine. So what used to happen is that my wheel would get so smooth that against this metal it would spin, but it wouldn't turn the wheel because it was too slippery. But now that I have these silicone bands on, I mean, it's turning this wheel no problem at all. So that's it's called a motor pulley. So that's attached to the motor, and then it turns the large wheel here. So it's direct. There's no belt with this machine, which is kind of fun, I think. All right, so here's the back. It actually flips down a little bit, so the motor pulley isn't touching, and I sometimes put a piece of fabric in there just to keep the wheel from touching so it doesn't get dented, because after a while you can actually see the dents in there just from it touching that. So it plugs in here. So it has oh gosh, I'm not going to know the terms of anything, but it does have some, I think this is called like a well or something. Oh, I'm not going to know what anything is called tonight, but in here, there's one on this side and one on this side. That's where you put grease in to grease the machine or the motor, so you don't have to do that as much. I have put some in there, so I'm sure we're fine. We could take a peek though if you wanted to see. So, and then there's like a wick that pulls it up there. So that's the wick, and I think in the instructions it just said like put Vaseline in there. So this is just Vaseline keeping the motor oiled. So there's one on that side, and there's another one over here. So anyway, so that's the motor. I just love the idea of that this motor pulley. It's just direct on the wheel there, so that's just kind of fun. All right, let's rotate around. I am going to lean this on its back now. Ooh, I'm already kind of dripping some oil. I probably, when I tried to get behind here, I probably dripped it. So I might just have to wipe this whole machine down when we're done here. Okay, let's tilt it back. So these puppies are heavy, so there we are. Okay, let's take a look underneath. And this is where I messed up last time and it took me ages to figure it out. So I can pop this off. This is the casing, which has a name too, the casing for the bobbin right here. I think I'm going to do that last though, just so I can remember how to do it. I do want to maybe put some more, these are those little feet. I think I want to put a different sticky guy on it. I might actually need to replace this one. So I'll probably just do all that later. Replace all these. These are just like little floor things for chairs. This is typically in a cabinet, but I've taken it out so I can have it on my table. Otherwise it's screwed in a cabinet, so these feet aren't really ever touching anything. So I've put like these little feet on here, which could use a way better job. So, okay, you'll see a bunch more of these little holes down here. That's, in theory, where we put more oil. So let's, and I do have my little instructions here too, which are pointing at a whole lot of randomness that I'm just kind of guessing on. But again, a good guess is wherever metal touches metal, and I can move the wheel and see, where things move against other things. So here we go, some of these holes, revealing those that I need to put oil in. Where'd my oil go? Okay. So I'm just almost going to guess that it's every single one of these little holes. So let's go right here. I think if I get some oil where I don't need it, it's not going to be the end of the world, I don't think. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And down here, just like keeping the joints oiled, it looks like. Little screwdriver areas. Okay, and over, did I get this one already? I must have. And then, again, the little, where screws live. Oh, did I do up here? Man, I need to keep track of what I'm doing. I think I'm double doing the oil. Oh, here's one of those holes way up here. Okay. Let's see, get some more of these fuzzles out of here. Okay, so now here's the part that I've been screwing up. This is taking this mechanism out and popping back in. I'm going to just, remove this guy for now too. All right, so I think I just pop this open. So I just push this up and the whole thing pops out. Now, but this is where I can't ever put it back in, right? So I'm going to face it downward. So I just go up again. Let's kind of wipe this out though first. Okay, so that goes back up like so. Okay, and then these guys we take out. Ooh, yeah, we are full of fuzz in here. So we're inside the bobbin area here. Full of fuzz. In theory, we should probably do all this first before we oil. Get up in the feet. There's a bunch back in here. Where are you hiding? So my machine doesn't use grease like that. I've seen people on Facebook, yeah, use like a gob of grease here and there, but I don't think that's the case for my machine. I have not seen like an area for grease. That's maybe like to do the motor a little bit, but I'm not sure. By the way, they say to use the sewing machine oil to polish the finish. Oh, interesting. Oh, the Godzilla finish? So I've never heard this called the Godzilla finish before. I think it's technically called the crinkle finish. A crinkle. Now, I'm not sure if that's right either. I think it's a crinkle finish, though. At least in Kenmore speak. I think singers call it something a little different. All right, I'm putting this hopefully back how I found it. There, that's kind of setting in there, and this should just pop back. Haha, okay, I got it. I don't think I've ever put that casing back in as quick before. I always mess it up, but it feels right. Oh, you know what? We didn't oil it or anything. I am supposed to put like a little dab of oil on there. At least in the other machine I was supposed to. I think we still do it here too. Yeah. So I'm just going to put a dab of oil in there. And I think we are basically done with oiling. So I think that's basically it. So we just need to put it all back together. It's not really dusty. This is just like kind of a patinaed finish. I am going to maybe wipe it down a little bit in underneath here though. Just get a bit of this towel and just kind of wipe it off, which I haven't really done really before. But I don't think I can hurt it. There's still a lot of fuzzles up in here. I'm telling you, that granny square quilt really got the teal dust everywhere. There you can tell. Oh, I think this I didn't oil. This little bit in here, I know for sure that that's supposed to get some oil. There. We'll spin the wheel a little bit, and that will move the oil around to all the parts. I think there's a lot less going on in this machine than some of the, than like my Kenmore from the 70s. So this is kind of nice. It just, there's not much to it, and it all kind of does its own, like it self-oils a little bit. Just down in here, I think we'll try and get. Alright, so that's it for the bottom. Let's just, for now, try and stick these guys back on a hair. I'll try and replace these guys later, because this guy for sure needs some help. He's not sticking at all, really. Alright, I'm going to just have to put him underneath later. Okay, so let's bring it up. Okay. All right. And I think I'm gonna take it off of the towel now. So we'll get him back in place, ready to be used, pretty much. But then we'll put the bobbin and all that stuff back into. Okay. These puppies are a zillion pounds, that's for sure. Alright, I gotta get that last foot down. Ooh, yeah, these little guys need help, these feet. That'll be the last thing I do here. Alright, so I'm gonna just give it a little dusting. I wonder if we're supposed to put a dab of oil in the back. I've never done that before. But I think I don't know, I think we're okay like so. Gotta get my little silicone bands on here. Ooh, he's a little dusty. Okay, so I think we're basically ready to put everything back together, which is our top here. It's so much cleaner in here. It was a massive, massive pile of fuzz, so he's much happier now. All right, let's get this plate back in. So these holes aren't for oil. That's for any attachment that you'd put on here. Screws. So if it seems like a place for an attachment, which, you know, down here, then it's probably for that and not for oil. But any other little teeny tiny dots you see within it. Oh, I think I was supposed to, oh no, I wasn't. There's one more little thing to undo. We don't need to because it gets oiled in a different way, but it's kind of fun to see. We can see if it's getting some of the oil. But there's a small kind of door. I don't know if you guys can quite see it, but like right here, there's a door that can get unscrewed. There, and then you can see, I'm gonna get in there a little bit more. Ooh, it's getting oil on it though, so it must be there. So I just took off this door. So that's where this oil that we're on the top holes here, I think those are going to oil this. So you can see some of the mechanisms all being used in there. So now I don't think we actually have to oil it from this side because I think it's getting it from the top. Ooh, it just did kind of a weird bump though. Probably wouldn't hurt to put a dab of oil there though. Oh yes, no oil in the motor. The motor gets that that like grease, and the instructions here said Vaseline, and that's just very occasional, not like this oil. All right, so you can see some of the gears go around there. I just think it's kind of fun opening this up. So yeah, but those were done with these holes that are at the top here. So let's close that up again. It's actually, the plate is a little bit oily, so I probably even did a little too much oil. I'm gonna just dry that off. Not really drying it off, de-oiling it, I suppose. Gotta line it up with the screw hole. suppose that's as close as I'm getting. Oops. These little tiny screwdrivers come in so handy. Every once in a while I need to get the bigger one out. But on this machine, not so much. This one, this little baby screwdriver, works great. And then my my light just fell off. It's held on by just like one tiny little screw there. So let's try and get that attached again. Maybe I'll use a screwdriver for that too. It definitely is satisfying though, getting this cleaned up a little bit. There, now you feel secure. We've changed this to an LED light. That was a great switch. Let me just show you guys that real quick here. So it used to have like just, you know, a big normal bulb that would make this so hot. Like you couldn't touch this. You couldn't have your hands anywhere nearby. But now we got that LED bulb. I think I get all this stuff from sewingpartsonline.com. They have all these kind of vintage things like motor pulleys, but then replacements for some of these old machines, but in a little modern way. All right, so all we have left here is to, well, besides me switching these feet out, which I'm gonna need to do afterwards here, I think. We just gotta put the bobbin and everything back in here. So let's this one comes towards me here. Oh, and we gotta get another needle, but we'll get all this in first. Okay. You go here. Alright, that just locks in. Still a little dusty. Fuzzles everywhere. Okay, then this guy can go in here. Okay, so I have all my little needles in a jar too, and I've just been using, I got these just kind of these, they're almost like universal needles, I think. I forget which one these are for, but they seem to be working just fine. So I just got like this whole huge thing of them once because they were on sale somewhere, and I didn't know much about needles then, but I think they're fine. So I've been keeping them here. And all right, ooh, I think the flat side goes. Ooh, I don't remember now. I think it goes to the left. So on my other machine it goes just straight back. Ooh, that doesn't seem like it's right. Okay, it goes to the right. I think that seems to fit better. That flat part of the needle on my other machine goes towards the back, so it's easy to remember. But this one I can't ever. Okay, so I think we're ready. So let's thread this machine. I suppose let's give it a little test. Oh, I gotta plug it in too. And then we'll do some leaders and enders on there. See how that does. And we should be all set for next week when we are working on the granny square quilt again. All right, let's go forward a bit to get my bobbin thread up. Okay, get my stiletto out here again. Yay! All right, let's plug in and get some of those leaders and enders here. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, that's not right. motor's in, but now this, oh, maybe I unscrewed it a little. Oh yeah, I just unscrewed it a little when I was showing you guys. Okay, we're good still. It's always an adventure if I'm gonna mess something up when I open the machine, but I think that's just more fear than anything else, like fear of not knowing how to do this before and still just feeling like I'm learning how to do that. Learning how to clean the machine and everything. Ooh. Alright, let's get in there. Alright, I'm going to do one more just so we can take this one off and take a look at it, make sure everything looks fine. I think it'll be happier with me. I'm hoping so. Looks pretty dang good on both sides still, so I think we're back in business. We're oiled up. It is still a little, we're going to be dripping oil a little bit here, like where I missed in a few spots. I don't know, oiling, like putting a little bit of oil, I'm going to do that. So I've never done this before, but someone mentioned like putting oil on the surface. I'm just going to put a dab of oil on just to kind of shine it up a little bit. I bet you this works as a way to kind of clean it and polish it up a little bit. Probably should get like a clean cloth or something for it, but I think that's valid. All right, I feel like we got a fresh, new, happy machine here. So, all right, I'm gonna clean up. Let's take a look at the top here. I'm gonna just clean up. So I got my little jar of needles. Put my oil away. Again, my little sewing machine oil dropper. Put the instructions away in a safe place where I can find those again. Another liter. Used needles. Cover on the good needles. My little brush. All these. I always have all these tools nearby me. So I don't have to go looking for them. They're just right in my sewing machine area already. Okay. Got my little sewing machine stuff out of here, fuzzles, and we are good to go again. So I wanted to look at what's left of my Aurifill block quilt. So I didn't take a photo of it yet, so I have it all folded up here, but I haven't taken a photo of the quilt quite yet, but we will. I'll try and do that tomorrow, or I have to clean the living room a little bit to make space for it. But that is nearby. I do want to take a photo of it. I think it's looking really bright and fun. So what I'd like to do is kind of what I've been doing lately. I want to use parts of the fabrics that were used in the quilt for the back, and I almost just want to sew them together. Like, here's a bunch of pieces that are about the same size. Let's just sew them together, you know? Just improv piece it a little bit and see what we get. I mean, I think we have quite a bit of fabric left over, like, I don't know, oodles and gobs. Maybe I should take out all the pieces that are like this size and smaller and maybe trim it, and I don't know, we could do some improv piecing. Maybe we just organize this first a little bit. So let's put like kind of smallish pieces. These are all the same size, so I'm going to keep them there. Let's put these other small pieces there. Kind of gather all those. So here's a small piece. I mean, it'd be nice to at least clean these up a little bit. Like, we could cut them off, and then, you know, the weird scrappy edge I could maybe put in my scrap bin, but then we could sew together like some of these larger pieces and just see what we get. I don't know. This is a whole question mark for sure. But yeah, we could just chop this off, and then we'd have 2 pieces to play around with. I'm just going to empty this whole thing out, and we'll just, I don't know, start cutting, organizing and cutting. Yeah, I think we just even these out, like making them a little square. Then maybe any pieces like this and bigger, maybe we just set aside and I use those for something else. Maybe I'm gonna set that over here. But like, yeah, these smaller ones. These are all pretty. I mean, we could do something like, we could do something, well, improv PC, but we could actually do like put some half square triangles together or something. Like, we could cut these into some squares and sew them together. That'd be kind of fun. All right, here's a rogue block right there. Fun to be put some of those in. I might just want to improv piece, just start sewing some of these together. Just kind of organizing it for right now. That's a pretty big piece. We'll set him aside. I don't know. What size do you need for the back? Oh gosh, I'm not even sure. So, well, 12 inches times 3 is 36, and then 8, 16, so that would be like 52 inches or so, 54 inches, I don't know. It's like 50 some inches by 60 some inches, I think. So it's a lap size quilt. We're just organizing, I think, tonight, because we don't have that much time left, but all these pieces that are sort of biggish, I'm just going to set in one pile. All the little pieces, maybe we just start sewing those together. I can set them on top. And, I mean, this is still a pretty big piece, but these rectangle pieces we can put together. It's just a review of all of our fun fabric again. Because we actually don't need... I mean, this could make a whole 4 other quilts, probably. I like all these little pieces, though. Those are fun. We'll have to improv piece all those together, maybe. Ooh, pretty, pretty. I can't believe we used all this fabric in this quilt. It's so much. But I mean, I suppose that's kind of the route we took with this quilt. We just, we'll put that one over here. We just kept using new fabric for each block. So of course I'm using all this. I should just start a scrap by color bin. I just kind of have it by fat quarter. And these aren't fat quarters anymore, so they can't go back in there. Like all these little pieces. I do want to sew a little bit tonight, though, so we will get to that. This is a cute little piece. Ooh, now here we're getting to the scrappies. I do like the scrappies. Ooh, this one has this was part of a block. Oh gosh, we saved all these little baby triangles. Alright, that's the type of fun stuff, though, that I like improv piecing with. So we're going to start with all those little baby pieces and work our way up, I think, to these larger pieces. That's always kind of fun. Here's a little white piece of fabric. All our little pieces. Okay. Now I'm feeling like I want to improv piece all these, so this will be fun. this is a nice piece. That can go here. Okay, we got it kind of relatively divided by size. I don't remember using this one. This might be a full fat quarter. Oh no, we must have. It's a square. Excuse me. Wow, I am moving the fuzzles around by opening, by shushing this fabric everywhere. Holy cow. Okay, that's a pretty big piece. Yeah. I mean, this seems like practically full. Piece. This seems big too. All right, so that's, oh, and then I got a couple here. All right, you can go on this pile, and you're pretty big. You can go on this other pile. Ooh, and then more of these little baby squares. Yeah, you can go here. Okay, I think I have it slightly organized now. So kind of large pieces I'm not going to dink around with right now. It's kind of big. I'm going to put the big pieces back. And then I got all these, I mean, these are pretty large pieces too, but they're kind of should be trimmed, or they can be like a little bit smaller pieces. I'm going to just leave them there for now. I kind of want to start sewing together some of these little things and see what happens. I do like some improv piecing. I'm going to get the iron out right away, and we're just going to sew and trim and like put things together. Like this for example, we got this big long piece. You know, this piece could hook into it. Like here's a long piece. So if we just extend this piece a little bit farther, there we go. If we put these two together, then we can sew it to here. Or maybe this one's long enough to attach. Yep, that one's long enough. So we're just going to start sewing bits together. Oh, here, okay, I'm going to sew these two pieces together, and then they might be skinny enough that I can put to this piece on, or maybe like one of these or something, and then we'll sew it to this piece. All right, we are doing some improv now. All right, so let's get in here again. Oops, yikes, all right, sorry, we're getting unscrewed here. All right, hold on. Okay, right like so. Let's just start sewing here. I feel like I haven't really improv pieced in a while. Just sewing pieces together, and when one piece is too short, you find a piece to sew to it to make it big enough. Then you're good to go. All right, so while that guy's sitting there, I'm gonna just kind of grab some of these pieces that are all almost the same size. Okay, these ones are more the same size here. All right, let's take this one off the machine. All right, let's press. This is fun. I haven't done improv piecing in a little bit. Fun Friday night thing. Yes, so Tracy's asking, is this going to be the back? Yep, I'm just going to start sewing pieces together and see what we get, and eventually this will be the back. I'm going to just even these out a hair. There we go. That'll be trash, that little piece. Okay, now is this big enough? This one's not quite wide enough now. But this one is, so we could sew this one to here. Let's do that. Okay, and let's sew more of these chunky pieces together. Just because they're there and they're about the same size, so we're just going to sew them. Okay. This is fun to work in small pieces and do this, I think. All right, so here's that piece that we're doing, and then we also have started whatever we're doing with this piece. Okay, actually that's almost big enough to put on this too. So this needs another little piece on it. I'm tempted to just put this one here, but I wonder if there's a smaller one we could do. Ooh, so many fun pieces. Ooh, so I can sew these two pieces together, and then that'll probably be just enough for the top. All right, so this is what I love about improv piecing. You can sew the tiniest of scraps together, and they eventually get big enough to sew to larger pieces. So you just feel like you're really using everything. So this doesn't quite fit how I wanted, but it's kind of close enough. We're just going to do it. I think the machine sounds a little happier. It sounds a little bit smoother, a little less granular, I suppose, even though that's maybe a little subtle and maybe it's in my head, but I don't know. I think it sounds nicer. Oh yeah, that's right. I was making this piece. I kind of feel like when you do this improv piecing, first of all, I like using it for the back because I just use up all the stuff from the quilt. But I feel like it's like an art piece then too, almost. All right, what else can we sew together? Let's just get two more of these pieces. I'll sew them this way. Okay, so we got a few little scenarios happening down here. I think this should be big enough now to sew to this other piece. We got that little white strip from the selvage, which is kind of fun. So I think these two pieces, yep, there, that's perfect. So they'll go together now. This one's not quite straight, so we're going to kind of wing it. I'll put that one on the bottom. ends. All right. That felt nice. All right, I don't know what I'm going to sew to that one yet, so I'm just going to sew a leader. We'll reassess what's happening. Okay. Let's see what we got now. I think. So all our little pieces getting a bit bigger. I sometimes don't use an iron for this, I just kind of finger press it, but it is nice when you have the iron nearby. I mean, we could actually get one of these larger pieces attached to this now, maybe. Let's just see. This yellow chunk is sitting right, this orange chunk I should say, is right here. And not quite big enough and not quite right on that side. What about like these guys? Where are we at with them? Okay, so this guy needs a little bit more length there. Oh, here's something that we didn't press open yet. Oh, did I do... I did not right sides together on this, so this is... We got a back and a front of a fabric here. That was kind of dumb. Oh well. Ooh, that connects with these though nicely. I think we'll put that right here. Okay, so he's on deck. And what else? Oh, here, we got another thing right here. I just find this really relaxing. Oh yeah, this is actually, yes, so this piece is actually cut. It was a scrap from this particular block here. So this was like lined up here somehow. But yeah, so that's what this piece is from. That's why I like it. You can see this piece in the back and be like, oh wait, that was part of the front somewhere. Where was that? Okay, so we got some random shapes here. This purple one I'm hanging on to, but hasn't been useful yet. Maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. There, why don't we, let's sew this to this. It's not quite the same size, but it's close. All right, so that's on deck. What else can we do? Ooh, this is almost the same size. What about this one? Yeah, a little long there. I like it better here. Oh, this is another long piece. Alright, so this is about the same size. We could put this piece up here maybe. Kind of at a little bit of a diagonal. Okay, that's good. Alright. Alright, I got a few pieces here. Let's sew those now. So this one, yeah, I was just sewing these ends together. Gonna sew these two. And then this long piece. Trying to get these ends together. All right, let's get it off the machine again. Alright, let's see if we can combine anything here, and then I think we'll call it an evening for this improv piecing. But we can just putz around with this for a little while, use up some of these little pieces. I might just leave this out, and if I feel the need to sew a piece or two over the weekend, then I will just sew a piece or two. That's kind of the fun thing about improv piecing, is if you just have these scraps laying out near a machine, you can just, without too much thought, because it doesn't matter, you're just sewing pieces to pieces, you can sew a couple pieces together and make a bigger piece. Soon you have lots of bigger pieces. Alright, the ones that I made that aren't quite the same size, I'm just trimming off. Eventually I'll have to toss the smaller pieces. Oh, and we got this one here as well. So this is kind of our big crazy one. Fun. Pretty representative of our quilt here. Pile of crazy colors together. But man, look, like some of these scraps were so small, and now we got like a decent size chunk of fabric here. And these pieces are still pretty big. I was hoping we could throw a chunk of something else on here. Ooh, that's almost the right size. So all we need to get this to here, which is a pretty cool block. I mean, we could square these off, so that'd be kind of fun. We could get these to a certain size and square them off, like maybe the 12.5 inches again, or whatever this is, maybe. And then we could set it aside, and we could match those up with like uncut bigger blocks. I don't know. It's an option, but I want to get a little piece here, and then, well, I could just go on and on with this, couldn't I? So actually, I think we'll probably end it there, but you can see the potential. We can just keep on going with these things. So we have this piece. I just kind of like start stacking my different pieces. We got this kind of longer piece. Here's a shorter piece. And then we got this little piece here, and this here that we can do something with. So we got some pieces sewn, that's for sure. Alright, so that's got the machine all nice and clean, which is great. That's going to be helpful. It's going to make me at least feel like it's one less thing to worry about, that I changed the needle and changed or cleared out all that dust and oiled and everything. And we got to sew a little bit. So I love these improv piece bits. I think there's a lot you can do with them. We can play around with that a little bit too. Maybe make some half square triangles. Like we can make this a square and then put another square to it that's not all pieced together and just do a bunch of triangles. I think that would be kind of fun too. I don't know. It's playful. And you don't need to know. That's what's fun about it. So, all right, let's just check. I didn't get a chance to read a lot of your comments tonight. Oh yeah, lots of little pieces to sew for sure, Deborah. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this while I sew, just to make sure that I'm big enough. And if I'm too big for the back, I can just chop off a little piece and move it somewhere else in the quilt too. That's what's nice about the improv piecing. All right, so I think that's good. So I don't know if I'll be here on Monday. I guess I haven't thought about it. So it's Memorial Day on Monday. As of right now, I think I'll be on, but we'll play it by ear a little bit. So, but I will be here Tuesday for sure. And be sure to check your emails in the next few days, because we are going to be launching the new website soon, and we'll be doing some fun things with that. So you'll want to be in the Facebook group. So make sure to do that, and then check your emails if you're for extra security of seeing things at the right time. So, all right, thank you guys again, and have a wonderful holiday and a beautiful weekend. So, good night.